Starting slowly. There it is.
As always.
Greetings.
Hey,
There's somebody named
everyone?
Mark. Mark's here. Is that really Mark?
Coincidence.
Or is it a different Mark?
Oh, we got a lot of people here today.
They're
Comment
gonna pop
in the chat if you can hear us.
Yes, let's make sure you can hear us, please, if you don't mind. For those of you who are familiar with the Co-Pilot Show, my name is Mitch. GiveawayRocket.com is the place I live outside of UpViral. I spend almost all my day in UpViral. You guys know that. This is Danny. Danny's from UpViral. You've seen everyone. Danny before because Danny was doing the Facebook thing a couple of weeks ago, which I think is the only show I've not been on in the Co-Pilot arena. So that was like, I got a week off.
Oh, wow, giving you a break.
Yeah, I did get a little break. It's not Mark from UpViral, it's Mark Smith. Great.
Hey, Mark Smith.
I don't want to be having him hovering over us.
No. He tends to do that sometimes.
He can be like that. And he certainly is passionate about what he does, which is awesome. One of the things I love about UpViral recently is the passion that is flowing out of each and every one of you.
Yeah.
We had Benjamin on last week, or was it last week, talking about the reports, or 2 weeks ago. That man is incredibly passionate about what he's doing. So
definitely.
Good things coming. Go ahead.
He lives 5 minutes away from me as well.
Does he really?
Yeah. Ben lives in Bangkok, like I do. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, hello, everyone. Hey, Frank from Australia. Richard from Austin, Texas. Good morning to you. But yeah.
Great.
Should we wait or jump into it?
Oh, we don't wait around. They know they need to get here and get started. So
all right.
Other than Mark likes to blather on and talk about himself all the time. He's not here, I can say that.
Give me a second. Let me disable my yellow filter on my screen so it's not all yellow.
Hi, Christina. Steve, Thailand, which is not in Thailand.
So obviously this is a show about Facebook ads. Who here is familiar with Facebook ads? What's the level of expertise on Facebook ads in this group? Put in the comments.
I do everything I can, Danny, to not do Facebook ads. How's that? I have a fear
you're the expert of
Facebook.
UpViral, so that's perfect. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it. And part of my goal is to not use Facebook because what I want is some organic reach, and so I've avoided doing some Facebook because of that fear. And I know people are much like that out there. So this is one of the reasons why we love having you on to help us become more comfortable.
Yeah, for sure, and that's what I'm here for. So it looks like some intermediate, some work with it daily. Low, use Facebook ads all the time. Google ads not effective for me to generate leads from John. Plan to, so a little bit of mixed expertise on Facebook ads, which is cool. I'm not going to monitor the chat. Mitch will do that. So I'm going to turn the chat off on my screen so I can focus on the presentation.
Perfect.
So if you guys have any questions, just feel free to comment, and Mitch will select them and ask me. So let's jump right into it. Obviously, we're just going to go full steam ahead on the Facebook Pixel. I remember my last show about 2-3 weeks ago, my first Facebook show. There was a lot of interest on the Facebook Pixel. Yep. So that's why we dedicated a whole show for it. So let's jump right into it. So here is what we'll go over today. We're going to go over a brief overview of Facebook ads, super brief, what the Facebook Pixel is, all of its amazing functions, how does it work, standard events versus custom conversions, an example of a custom conversion, how to install your Facebook Pixel within your UpViral campaigns, as well as a live example of an UpViral campaign with the Pixel installed on my end, just to show you guys how it works.
Great.
And we got this question last time. Do you need to install it on the website or your other website, not UpViral as well?
Right.
We'll answer that. And 2 quick explanations about custom audiences, which are your retargeting audiences, as well as warming up your pixel. I think that's very important. So let's jump right into it. Obviously, here are the facilitators of today's show, Mitch and myself, Danny.
Young and old.
Buyer. I'm a media buyer for UpViral as well as Connect.io. I run and manage all of the Facebook ads as well as Google and YouTube ads. So, I have marketing experience that spans, over 8 years, digital marketing experience, mainly with Facebook for the last 5 years. So I don't consider myself an expert or a guru. I'm just showing you guys what I know. I will always continue to learn. So for you guys in here, looks like you guys are doing the same as well.
Right.
So let's talk about Facebook ads, everyone's favorite subject. Obviously, there are 2.7 billion active users on Facebook. That's like almost 1/3 of the population, of the world's population. So that is a lot of people. And that makes Facebook the biggest social network worldwide. And fun fact, 3 out of 4 users visit the site daily. So
wow.
Yeah, crazy, huh? Obviously, the targeting capabilities for Facebook ads is insane. You could definitely find your core target customer with interest targeting and demographic targeting. Another fun fact, average daily time spent on Facebook is 58 minutes. That's almost an hour. Obviously, there's a lot of people that spend a lot more time on Facebook just scrolling through the news feed. I'm a victim of that sometimes. It can, I'm sure you are too, Mitch. You get down that rabbit hole.
I try to stay in the groups, but that doesn't always work, especially in this highly political age, which we're not going to get into. But I do have a quick question, and maybe you're going to answer this later, but Mark wants to know, the other Mark, what's the difference between targeting and retargeting?
So targeting is finding your customers, right? You're setting up your Facebook ads campaigns to find you customers to get to your website or have them purchase something from your website.
Right.
Retargeting is a separate campaign, which we'll talk about later as well. Okay. But it's after you're collecting data. So if someone visits your website, you can retarget them. You can retarget those website visitors, people who have engaged with your website or purchased something. You can actually set up retargeting campaigns to get those people back onto your website. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool.
At least I hope so. I mean, the problem is I know what you're talking about, and whether or not you explained it well enough.
I'll try to simplify it as best as I can. It is 9 p.m. here in Bangkok, so I'm a bit tired, but we'll truck along.
And all of that is done. I'm sorry. All of that is done through the pixel.
Exactly. It's important to have your pixel set up if you're going to run Facebook ads. That's just a no-brainer for sure. And lastly, it's laser focused. Once you have that pixel optimized and ready to go, Facebook will start finding you more of your target customers, your purchasers, whatever it may be. Facebook will find those people for you. Another fun fact, 86% of marketers use Facebook to promote a brand. So in this day and age, a lot of marketers, online entrepreneurs use Facebook to promote their brand. So this is what the Facebook pixel looks like. It's just a 1-by-1 JavaScript code that you can implement within your website, but we'll get into that in just a bit. So basically, the Facebook pixel is a snippet of JavaScript code that allows you to track visitor activity on your website. It works by loading a small library of functions which you can use whenever a site visitor takes an action, which is called an event, that you want to track, which is called a conversion. So track conversions appear in your Facebook Ads Manager and in the Facebook Analytics dashboard. where they can be used to measure the effectiveness of your ads, to define custom audiences for ad targeting, for dynamic ads, and to analyze the effectiveness of your website's conversion funnels. So basically, it's a pixel that tracks all your website user activity and allows a bunch of data to get passed through Facebook. So Facebook can optimize your Facebook ads campaigns depending on how your user interacts within your website or your UpViral campaigns. Oops. So how does a pixel work? So when someone visits your website and takes an action, let's say, for example, buying something from your website, the Facebook pixel is triggered and reports this action. This way, you'll know when a customer took an action after seeing your Facebook ad. You'll also be able to reach this customer again. You mentioned retargeting earlier. So you'll also be able to reach this customer again by using custom audiences, which are your retargeting audiences. When more and more conversions happen on your website, Facebook gets better at delivering your ads to people who are more likely to take certain actions. This is called conversion optimization. So I will explain just briefly like why it's so important to warm up your pixel. Obviously, if you have a pixel that hasn't been used before, no data that has been passed through Facebook, it's obviously not going to be optimized to find you that your perfect customer or your core demographic. So once you warm up that Facebook pixel and feed Facebook enough data with your Facebook ads campaigns and sending traffic to your website or your UpViral campaigns, then Facebook knows who that visitor is and can slowly optimize towards that user. Make sense so far?
Yes, but I do have a question about this specific page, because you mentioned, I don't know how to say this, Rodigio? Do pixels measure traffic only brought by paid ads?
No, you can just install the pixel and it'll just keep working and working as long as your account is not disabled. So if people are still making purchases, those purchase events are still getting logged in your events manager and your business manager. So as long as you have the Facebook installed properly, the events will trigger once something happens within your website.
So if I just want to clarify, if targeting UpViral, you said purchases. What we're really talking about specifically about UpViral is people signing up, right? So we want to know who hasn't signed up and who has.
Yeah, good point. So that if people sign up for your UpViral campaign, that will trigger a lead event. So in your events manager, you will see the lead event be active, and it will trigger that lead event within your pixel.
Right.
Cool. And we'll show an example of it in a bit as well.
Yeah, I know you will, but I just want to make sure. So in terms of UpViral, even if you have people coming from the front end that are coming from an ad, whether it's Facebook or Google or wherever, the people that come back to your campaign, the referral people also get pixeled. Everybody that hits the landing page, because you have your Facebook pixel on it, will become pixeled, as Buzzword likes to say. So even though it may not be your Facebook traffic in the first place, it can be those people coming to your campaign through the referrals. That's correct. All of your website visitors, all of your UpViral campaign visitors will be pixeled. Perfect. Yep. Great. Thank you. Yep. And here are just some benefits of what the pixel can do. It can measure cross-device conversions, meaning that it can track where your conversions are coming from, whether it's from a mobile phone or a desktop or a tablet. You can optimize your campaigns towards these devices. It learns about your website traffic. It gets rich insights on how people use your website from your Facebook pixel dashboard. So how people are interacting
within your website or your UpViral campaigns. You can see how that funnel works and where people are dropping off, and so you can further optimize your campaigns or your UpViral campaigns as well. You can create custom audiences from website visitors. So these are your retargeting audiences. So if you have the Facebook pixel installed correctly, you can create custom audiences, specific retargeting audiences, and create retargeting campaigns for those people.
Okay, and if I may, because I know this gets a little complicated, a custom audience is looking for people that are similar to the people that have already hit your page, right?
That would be a lookalike audience.
Oh,
so,
darn it, see? Thank you.
Yep, no worries.
Said the wrong phrase.
So a custom audience is people who have been visited your website or taken action on your website. And lookalike audiences, you can create lookalike audiences based off your website visitors or people who have added to cart or people who have signed up for a lead on your UpViral campaigns. And this is a useful tool as well within Facebook to create lookalike audiences. So Facebook can create these audiences that are more likely to take that same objective that you created the lookalike audience around. So for example, if you wanted to find more leads, if you get enough data from your UpViral campaigns, such as people signing up for whatever you're promoting, you can create a lookalike audience to find more of those people. So that's it. Obviously, another powerful tool, which I forgot to add. So thank you, Mitch.
It has come up multiple times, and I did want to specifically mention that because it's a very powerful way of finding people that don't just hit your page. You're getting access to other people that are like the people that have hit your page. And I love that part.
Yeah, exactly, which is really cool.
Steve wants to know, if I may interrupt again, does the visitor need to be or have a Facebook account?
The visitor does not need to have a Facebook account. But actually, that's a good question.
It is a good question.
Yeah, it is a really good question. Yeah, I'm not sure, actually. I haven't thought about that, but
I mean, technically, yeah. I mean, they're pixeled. I mean, in order for them to be seen later on, when you start targeting them, they are on Facebook, right? They have to be on Facebook to see your targeting. Whether or not you could use your pixel for something else, I don't know.
But the pixel does pick up on a lot of different data, such as like the devices, what device they're on. If they actually do purchase something, that will tell you what device they purchased it on, and other like browser metrics and stuff like that too. So as well as location, et cetera, et cetera.
Right. So I guess there's a follow-on question to that I've not thought about. Is if somebody hits your page and they have a Facebook account, but they're not logged in to Facebook in that browser, would the pixel do any good in that case? Probably not.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm totally not sure. But
I'm stretching my brain.
Yeah, but again, the pixel picks up on different other useful data as well, such as your what browser you're using, what device you're using, where your location is, and so on and so on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's move on. There are a couple other questions coming. Just want to make sure all y'all know I'm watching. If I don't happen to ask it right now, I will save it for later. We'll get to it.
Yeah. Feel free to save it for later. Don't want to lose the flow of this presentation. We have a lot of slides to go over. I forgot the last one. Obviously, optimizes delivery to people who are likely to take action. I think we went over that.
Right.
So there are two different kinds of events that you can create and use with your Facebook data, with your Facebook pixel. The one is standard events, and these are events. Events are actions that happen on your website. Standard events are predefined by Facebook, which is important. and can be used to log conversions, optimize for conversions, and build audiences. Now, custom conversions, on the other hand, are basically like custom events that aren't standard events that are predefined by Facebook. So custom-made conversions that are specific to your funnel, your business, or your UpViral campaign, or your sales process. These are unique actions your user takes within your website. So I suggest you just stick with the standard events, just because there are 7 million other advertisers using these standard events. And Facebook has data for these standard events from all of these other advertisers. Facebook doesn't have data from your custom conversions. So you're going to have to feed Facebook a lot of data in order to use these custom conversions, and in order for Facebook to optimize towards these specific conversions.
In terms of UpViral, we're probably not doing that, right? We're doing standard events.
You're probably just going to use standard events, right. But if you have a complicated flow, I'm not an UpViral expert myself, but if you have a complicated flow, then you might want to use custom conversions.
Yeah, we're not going there.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so standard events.
Standard events. Let's just stick with that.
So these are the examples of the standard events, and if it's for your UpViral campaigns, you're probably just going to use the lead event, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So depending on your business, you can obviously implement these events for whatever it is, whether it's maybe e-com or a service-based business, but mostly it's going to be view content, potentially lead, and then like purchase for your business if you're selling something as well.
Right.
So lead is the one we're going to focus on, and the lead is the objective that you want to optimize for your UpViral campaigns. Oops. So here's just a few examples of custom conversions. If people have visited a specific site of your funnel, and you want to track that, and you want to just put like an event there and have Facebook optimize for it if you create a Facebook campaign around it. Tracking extra steps after they purchased or signed up for an offer. Track specific sales values for different products. So if you're an e-commerce store and you want to track, let's say, people who order over $50 for men's products, then you can actually build around that conversion. People who have clicked on another link after your thank you page is another example. Specific UpViral contest that you want to track. But I suggest you stick with the standard events, just because Facebook has 7 million advertisers worth of data for those specific events.
In terms of, I'm asking this because it applies right now. Can you track, if you're running 2 UpViral campaigns at the same time, can you track them separately and do different events for each one?
Yes, you can. You can create separate events for each one, but again, I would just stick to
the standard ones. Yes,
the standard ones, unless they're like completely different contests or like completely different businesses. Then I would try to use custom conversions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. So here's just an example. So this is just a really simple example. So for instance, there you have a UpViral campaign and people signed up. That will trigger a lead. But if they let's start from the beginning. If they land on your contest or your UpViral campaign, that will trigger a page view. And then if they sign up, that will trigger a lead event on your thank you page. And then if you have another step here, and let's say you're doing an upsell from the thank you page and you're trying to sell them something, potentially if they click on this, and you could create a custom conversion called an upsell, for instance.
Right.
And this is what it would look like on Facebook's backend. You would just create a custom conversion, name it whatever you like, and the easiest way is probably to put your URL, and you just put the last bit of your URL here, so Facebook can track it. Cool.
Perfect.
Cool. So it's very important to obviously install your pixel correctly. There are tons of tutorials online on how to do that. I'm going to show you how to do it for your UpViral campaigns in just a bit, but I suggest everyone download and install the Chrome extension Facebook Pixel Helper on your Chrome browser. And basically, I'll show you a demo of this in a bit too, but basically it is an extension on your browser. If you visit a website, any website, it'll show you if there is a pixel installed and what events are triggering within that specific page. So how to install the Facebook pixel on your UpViral campaigns.
Drum roll.
So first of all, you're going to have to go into your ads manager or your business manager and go to events manager. And under there, if you created a Facebook pixel already, just click add events. Super easy. And then click on from a new website. So you're adding this pixel to a new website to start sending events to it. And what you want to do is manually add pixel code to your website. And just click on that and it'll lead you to this page. And just click copy code. You don't have to edit it or do anything to it.
May I ask you a question?
Of course.
It's a common question, and I think maybe it applies right now. Going back to the earlier question, let's suppose I have 2 UpViral campaigns. Do I have 2 Facebook pixels? Do I have multiple Facebook pixels?
You can create multiple Facebook pixels within your business manager, yes. Yeah.
But typically they apply to what? Separate business functions?
Yeah, if I would just use 2 different pixels if I have 2 separate businesses. But I would just stick to 1 if you're using 1 for your one specific ads manager.
So if you're running as a single business, most of those people that are here are simply trying to build their own business using UpViral. You're only going to have 1 pixel, right?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Moving on. So after you copy that pixel, you want to go to your advanced settings under your UpViral campaigns and click on edit for lead capture page header codes. So essentially you're putting this pixel code inside the header codes of your lead capture page of your campaign.
Can we stop for 1 second? Will you go back one more screen? I think it's 1. Go back 1 more. I guess it was I'm sorry, go back 1 more. Because it said the question, since we're here, is from a new website. Is the word new website really there? Is the question that somebody asked was, what if I have an old website? I'm already on. I've had a website for a long time. What the word new is confusing people.
You just want to grab the code, and this is just the easiest way to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have a new website. It could be an old website. We're just showing you how to get to your code.
That's correct.
Thank you.
So basically, you would just want to copy this and paste this code, and that's the easiest way to get there, and the easiest way to copy it for your website. New or old website, it doesn't really matter. So
now,
moving ahead.
Apologize for all the interruptions. Now we're going to add it to UpViral. Here we go.
There we go. Okay. So we're going to add it to the lead capture page header code. So just click edit. You already copied it, so just paste it and click save. Now you have to install it on basically the thank you page. If someone signs up, you want to install it on the social share page header code as well, which will trigger a lead event. So there's one thing you have to do in order to trigger that lead event. So this is the lead capture page pixel code that you pasted into the lead capture header. So this is just straight from Facebook, and it is tracking a page view.
Right.
and you want to track a lead if someone signs up for your specific UpViral contest or sweepstakes or whatever it is, you want it to trigger a lead. So there's one little snippet of code here, which is just you have to change the standard event. And I'm going to provide a cheat sheet for everyone in this group, a little PDF with a link to all of the standard events in which you can change here. So you can change this. So we're changing it to lead. So we're just basically changing this line of text right here, copy and pasting it from the link that we're going to provide for you in the cheat sheet, and just put lead here. So what this does, basically, it tells if someone signs up and goes to the social share page, which is basically the thank you page, it will trigger a lead. So I'm going to show a live demo of this if there's any confusion. But basically, what you want to do is just change this little snippet right here from page view to lead. Make sense so far?
It does to me, but hopefully people, if you got a question about this, let me know. Because what you're doing is you're trying to capture when somebody becomes a lead, you're changing it only on the share page to have the word lead in there. That's it. It's simple.
That is correct.
Mark
so
says
basically,
yes, he gets it.
Okay, so basically you just copy it, paste it again after you changed it, excuse me, and click save, and then we'll show you a demo right now.
Woo!
So basically this is just a simple UpViral campaign that I've created, and obviously with the Facebook Pixel Helper installed on my Chrome browser, I can see a page view. So basically this is a website visitor. So
I'm sorry, would you like to Command Plus to make that bigger a bit?
Yeah, sure. I can't make the Chrome extension bigger, but
oh darn it. Okay. I was
yeah.
afraid of that.
Hey, no worries. So basically, if you have this installed right here, this will work on any website if it has a pixel installed. So basically, this is triggering a page view event on the specific website because I've installed it on this website.
Right.
And for the specific pixel number. Now, if I sign up and download this free report, this will trigger a lead on Facebook, and I can check here if it's firing again. And if I install it correctly, it is firing a lead, which is showing right here. Yeah, so Facebook, if you look on the back end of your Facebook Ads Manager, your Events Manager, you can see that a lead has been fired within your Facebook Pixel. Cool, right?
Yeah, it is cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's especially, I'm a geeky kind of guy, and it always has concerned me that I didn't know when things happened and what worked and what didn't work. So that Pixel Helper is awesome to be able to make sure you fired the event that you wanted to fire.
Yeah, definitely. And I encourage everyone to download and install it. It's a super useful extension.
How much does it cost?
It doesn't cost anything. It's free.
Woo! Yes.
Yeah. Which is awesome. But yeah, it's a very useful tool, and I recommend everyone install it. And to make sure, if you are running Facebook ads, that Facebook Pixel is firing the correct events within the correct pages of your website, of your UpViral campaigns, and so forth.
Perfect.
A question that I got a lot was, do I need to install the Pixel on my website as well? And that is yes. If you have a website, if you have another business website, you can install the same Pixel within their other website that you have. And that can track your website visitors as well. If you have sign-up forms, you can track leads as well. If you're selling products, you can track add to carts, initiate checkouts, as well as purchases. So all of this pixel data is very useful for not only your UpViral campaigns, but for your website as well.
If you want to spend a lot of money on Facebook ads. Oh, I didn't really just say that, did I?
Yeah. You hate Facebook ads, don't you, Mitch?
Frankly, I'm afraid of them because I've spent thousands of dollars without really understanding how they work, which is why I love this. And Steve mentioned earlier, how would people know this without the Copilot show? So thank you for being here, Danny. Everybody appreciates what you're saying.
Thank you, guys. There'll be more shows coming. Comment. Let me know what you guys want to know about Facebook ads in particular, and we can create shows around those specific topics.
Okay, I'm piling up questions, so we will have them at the end. Unless I decide I have to interrupt Danny, then I'll ask it right now.
That is okay.
Power. I have so much power.
So some helpful tips. Obviously, make sure all of your standard events are firing. Download the Pixel Helper to check. I think this is a very important tool that you need to install if you're going to run Facebook ads and collect all of this data. Even if you're not running Facebook ads, I think it's really important to install this Pixel and just have your business manager collect a lot of this data, website visitor activity, and I think it'll be useful if you do decide to start running your own Facebook ads campaigns. So install it anywhere you want to track events, whatever page you might have on your website or your UpViral campaigns, just install it correctly within those pages to track the correct events. Facebook has partner integrations. If you have other websites that are built on, like, let's say, WordPress or Shopify or Squarespace, these are the most common website builders. Facebook makes it a lot easier to install the Pixel within these websites and these platforms. So just use the partner integration if you don't have a developer doing it for you.
So that doesn't apply to what we're doing in UpViral, though, right?
I don't believe UpViral is a partner integration. That would be cool, though, if it was.
Why? Okay, explain to me then, because even John asked the question, how do you use that? But I guess, what would it add additional functionality if it was a partner integration to UpViral?
It just makes it easier to install the Pixel.
Okay.
You don't have to. Sometimes for like Shopify, you don't have to mess around with that huge JavaScript code. You can just grab your Pixel number, which is, I think, like 12 digits or something. I might be wrong. And just paste it within your Shopify backend, and basically Shopify does the rest.
And it would define a lead, or so you don't have to go in and customize the script on each page, etc.
Yeah, depending how complicated your website is.
I
know Shopify makes it really easy for you. So just double check, and obviously install the Facebook Pixel Helper to double check everything.
Perfect.
Facebook also has this event setup tool to track specific events on your website. So if you have really complicated, if you have a lot of pages that you want to be tracked, Facebook will actually, if you put in your website URL, Facebook will actually scan that page for all the buttons, and you can click on the buttons and tell Facebook what event you want to be fired when someone clicked that button. So super useful as well. Play around with it. It doesn't work like 100%, but it's not bad.
Cool.
Yeah. So obviously, some benefits for installing your Facebook Pixel for UpViral. You can launch Facebook ad campaigns. You can launch conversion-based ad campaigns. So what conversion-based ad campaigns are is basically you're optimizing your ad campaigns for leads, for people who are going to add to cart, or for purchasers if you're selling something on your website. So if you have your Facebook Pixel installed, Facebook can optimize for more of those for people who are going to take that certain objective. You can create retargeting campaigns. Like we mentioned earlier, you can create custom audiences. So if you have your Facebook pixel installed properly on your website, you can create retargeting campaigns for people who have visited your website or taken action on your website. And there's obviously a lot of useful data on how people interact with your website or your UpViral campaigns and wherever online presence you may have.
So is it, I apologize to you, Danny, because I didn't memorize all the slides you're going to do. While we're here, is it okay if we talk about, what different ways would I potentially use this? I mean, I can think of an ad where somebody comes to the landing page, but they don't sign up. Mm-hmm. So if somebody landed on the page, didn't sign up for my UpViral campaign, I could retarget them to say, hey, sorry you missed out on that offer. Come back and see it, again, right? That's one way of doing it.
Yeah, that's definitely one way of doing it. You can launch retargeting campaigns on Facebook and potentially, film yourself. Hey, I noticed you were interested in our contest or our giveaway. We noticed that you didn't sign up. Feel free to, you could send them a link again or give them another incentive to sign up for whatever you're offering.
Right.
But yeah, you can also retarget leads as well for people who have signed up for your UpViral campaigns because you're collecting that data as well. So you can create
Go ahead.
Retargeting campaigns for people who actually signed up for your UpViral campaigns. So perhaps, if you want to sell them something, you can hey, I noticed you signed up for a contest. Sorry, the contest was over last week, but we do have this special offer for people who have signed up for it. Here's a discount, and try to get people back to your store to purchase or take another action on your website.
And potentially, if they became a lead during your campaign, you just mentioned doing it after, but if you really wanted to go crazy with it, you could remind people, hey, by the way, you signed up for this campaign. You remember you get 50 points for signing up a friend. Why didn't you go do that again, right? So there are things that you could do during the campaign as well as after the campaign to target the people either didn't sign up or did sign up in multiple different ways.
Yeah, most definitely. Just be really creative with your advertising and craft different messages depending on what you're offering and what your business is.
You could even do, 24 hours left kind of ad, right? The campaign's going to end soon. Are you excited about winning? Or
yes, exactly.
Hey, we're doing a live winner draw this evening at blah, blah, blah. There's all kinds of different things you can think of to do that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of campaigns for sure.
Go ahead.
Yep, exactly. I thought about another one as well, but I forgot. But no worries. You mentioned lookalike audiences as well,
right?
So if you have enough data on your UpViral campaign, if enough people have signed up for your campaign, that qualifies as a lead, right?
Right.
And you can create lookalike audiences so Facebook can help you find more leads for your campaign, making it go more viral and get you more leads, grow your email list and so forth. So another useful tool as well.
Yeah, let me check with you. We got 15 minutes before the top of the hour. Do you have time to hang around after to answer questions? And
yeah, definitely.
How much more material do you have?
Just a few more.
Okay.
So obviously, we talked a lot about retargeting audiences, and that is just your custom audiences. I'm just going to go over it briefly.
Okay.
So basically, this is what your events manager looks like if you have a lot of data on your pixel. So this is the, so basically this is what it looks like. We have a lot of page views. We get a lot of leads on our UpViral website. people initiating checkout, people purchasing, which is our obviously main objective for our company, and so forth. So obviously, the more data you have, the more Facebook will optimize towards these specific events within your Facebook ads campaigns. So if you feed Facebook a lot of data, Facebook will just use that data, use their machine learning and AI capabilities to help refine and optimize your Facebook ads.
While you're here, if you don't mind going back, you were talking on the right-hand side, there's a size, how many people are in there. Ivarsario, if I said that totally wrong. How much data do you need to create a lookalike audience?
I would suggest having around 300 to 400 events. So if you want to create a lookalike for leads, I would suggest you have around 300 to 400 at least within that lead objective, within that lead event. Okay. But obviously, if you have more event fires or more data within your pixel, that audience will be a lot more refined.
Perfect.
Yep. So obviously, you can create retargeting campaigns. They are already in your ecosystem. If they already signed up for an UpViral campaign or put their email address, they know you. They know who you are, and they're more likely to engage with you further within your website or elsewhere. You can promote your Facebook ads or your UpViral campaigns with Facebook ads. You can choose conversion-based objectives, and your retargeting campaigns are more likely to convert better just because they know who you are and they're in your ecosystem. So examples of some custom audiences you can make are people who have visited your website, people who have viewed your video ads, and people who have signed up for a lead, people who have added to cart, initiate checkout, people who have purchased something from your website, sign up for a contest, so much more.
Now, just to be clear, you just said people who've watched your video ad. Yep. Can I target people that watched a video on my page that's not an ad?
That is a good question. I think you can actually. Okay. You can choose the post ID within your Facebook Ads Manager for that specific video on your Facebook page. But you can target people who have watched the majority or certain percentages of your videos. So those people are more likely to have engaged with your specific videos and more likely to convert better than people who have only watched like 3 seconds of your video. So
I'm gonna back you up. I'm just I'm focusing on this one. So if you keep saying people who watch a Facebook video, if the video is just on my website, I can obviously track a website visitor who hits page XYZ. If XYZ page has a video on it, not a Facebook page, but on my website, can I track how long somebody watches a video on my page?
You cannot. Okay. Facebook, it's not like a Facebook related. Okay. It's not on a Facebook's platform. So
Johan just said the same thing. Okay. Thank you.
So it's very important to obviously warm up your pixel. If you're a beginner, you obviously have no data on your pixel.
What do you mean by warm up?
Yep, that's what I'm going to explain.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
No worries. Yeah, so obviously you're going to have to warm up your pixel. So obviously the more data you feed your pixel, the more website visitors you might have, or more people engaging within your UpViral campaigns, or the more ad campaigns that you've launched. Obviously you're going to feed Facebook's ad manager or pixel a lot more data so it can further optimize towards your higher objective goals. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So obviously you're going from no data and you're trying to just build, create campaigns so you can feed Facebook some more data on, depending, or send traffic if you have organic traffic, whatever it is. You want to obviously warm up that pixel until it's smoking hot, like our pixel that we showed you a few slides back.
So it's much like what marketing people are used to thinking about cold audiences versus warm or hot audiences. Same concept, right? People who know,
it's a
like,
similar concept.
You.
Yeah, definitely. It's a similar concept. Obviously, the more data you have, Facebook is going to optimize towards, if you're an e-commerce store, obviously your objective is purchases. So if you find more people that are purchasing on your website, Facebook will find more of those people who are likely to engage with your website and more likely to purchase your website. Same with the UpViral campaigns.
Right.
Facebook will find more people who are likely to sign up for your campaigns, depending on what your business is, and engage with your business.
Perfect.
Yeah. So actionable steps you can take after this workshop: install your pixel, make sure it works by installing the Facebook Pixel Helper, and launch some Facebook ad campaigns.
And some money, baby.
Yeah.
Step 3.
Feel like Mitch,
get out your wallet.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, questions?
Right. Perfect. Well, Mark just asked, so how do you make the warm-up happen? It's about traffic, right? How many people you get as leads. If you're looking at an audience, it's about how many people you bring in, isn't it?
Yeah, it's basically, the more people you have engaging with your website, or more people you have signing up for your UpViral campaigns, or more people purchasing something from your website, then obviously those specific events are going to fire within your backend, and Facebook will start to optimize your ad campaigns if you're launching any towards those objectives.
So what Deborah just said, how do you warm up your pixel? Same question. It needs data. So can it learn people's typical interaction with your lead pages or website?
Can you repeat that video? Who asked that? I'm looking at the questions right now.
It's Deborah. I think she's just basically reiterating that by warming it up, you are creating more data for Facebook to be able to send you more targeted traffic later. Similar people, right? Yeah.
Yep. So I think she also asked, so are there suggested campaigns to use to warm up your pixel? So if you're starting with a cold pixel, then obviously you would start off with the lower seed objectives, such as you want to create campaigns for people who are just like website traffic campaigns. So people who just visit your website, or perhaps you could do a video views campaign, people who just watch the videos, and you could retarget those people who watch your videos and just build up on it until you get to, so you would like, let's say, so first campaign would be website traffic, second campaign would be like video views, and then third campaign, you could ask them for an email, which might be a lead, and then you could just build on top of that, and slowly, if you're selling something, you can warm up like your purchase event as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So people are asking the same questions again. I did save all the questions from before, so you don't have to keep asking. Elizabeth, I believe, Danny, we're going to give them the download for this, right?
Yep.
So that's coming. Johan also said you had a slide a couple of weeks ago about warming up, but anyway, I think we've covered that. George?
Yep.
I mean, that presentation's available as well. If you want to go back to that, you guys should watch that one as well. even though I didn't watch it and I wasn't on the show. It's good stuff. George asked, can you create more than one Facebook pixel on your account? And we talked about that briefly.
Yes, you can. Yep.
But primarily, the idea here is you're going to use one pixel for a specific business. You're not creating a pixel for every page. You're not creating a pixel for every contest in your business, right?
Yeah. Yeah, just one pixel.
Thank you. The idea is that pixel exists for that business entity. It's not one for campaign X and one for campaign Y. The one pixel will track everything that you need for that business. You don't have to do multiple pixels. Don't try. And I know it's confusing. I have thought back in the day, I've kept wanting to create a different pixel. Just create one pixel for a business X and you're okay. All the other stuff, the internals about capturing leads and audiences are all based on that one pixel. If Shopify is an integration partner, will Shopify change the JavaScript code to from page view to lead? We kind of sort of talked about that a little bit. I think the answer is yes, it'll take care of that. That's why it's an integration partner.
Yeah, Shopify will take care of everything.
You don't have to go in and manage the code. Exactly. If you embed your Facebook pixel in Google Tag Manager, what are the benefits? Peter asks.
I'm not sure. I've never embedded into the Google Tag Manager before, so I can't answer that from experience.
I do know that somebody else asked earlier, I don't remember who it was, what's the difference between the Facebook pixel and Google Analytics?
Google Analytics tracks it's completely different. Obviously, Facebook pixel is regarding your optimizing your Facebook ads, and Google Analytics just tracks a lot of the user data, such as browser as well, location, potentially your IP address, and so forth, and things like that too. So yeah, I mean,
but Google Analytics. I apologize. Google Analytics is basically for tracking statistics.
That's correct. Yeah.
It's not for showing ads to somebody on Facebook. They're very different in that regard. They have similar functions in terms of tracking, but Google Analytics' goal is to show you how many people hit your page and did this and this and this.
That is correct.
It's not for ads. Unless Google, again, I've not done any Google ads, so I apologize there. And you answered Deborah's question about campaigns, so I've unchecked that. Scrolling down, how many pixels in an account? We've answered that. Tino, I have two separate business. I cannot talk suddenly. 2 completely separate businesses with 2 shops and websites. Do I need 2 pixels? The answer is yes.
Yep.
The second part of his question, are there an Instagram pixel or Pinterest pixels?
Pinterest is not related to Facebook, so if you're running Pinterest ads, I'm sure they have a separate Pinterest pixel as well that you can install on the website.
Is there a difference between Instagram and Facebook pixel? Are they 2 separate things for your business, or are they now the same?
They are the same. Facebook and Instagram is one.
What a smart purchase that was, wasn't it? Is retargeting done by a Facebook ad?
Yes, it could be. Yeah, if you're creating retargeting ads on Facebook using Facebook ads, then yes.
I know we can get wrapped around our little brains about stuff, but the Facebook pixel, the only real goal of it is for you to run a Facebook ad, right? I mean, there isn't any other purpose other than running a Facebook ad that I'm aware of.
That's correct.
So, yes, Steve, retargeting is by Facebook ads. Deborah, Pixel is grabbing a snapshot of your visitor as they visit. Meaning set up events for every action will take is, I don't think that's really a question. I think that's just a further definition of a pixel. So when somebody does land on your page, Facebook grabs the information, like Danny, like you've said, about IP address and what page they're on and all that kind of stuff. And it attaches it, really, the more I think about it, to somebody that is a Facebook user, right? IP address and all that. And they may, the logged in thing, I still think they have to be logged in. But anyway, so I'm not sure that's really a question. Do you need to create a slide? I almost said no, but I need to finish reading the question from Mauricio. If I said that right, I'm a genius. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Do you need to create 2 different pixels when running A/B tests?
It depends what you're split testing, but generally, if you're split testing like landing pages or anything like that, you don't need 2 pixels to split test.
And technically, inside of UpViral, you can't specify 2 pixels for split testing. So the answer is no. Going way back, what?
So if you have 2 separate UpViral campaigns, can you install the same pixel on each of the header codes?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, the setup that you showed is campaign level.
Okay.
Theoretically, I mean, I've run multiple campaigns for multiple clients. Each campaign will have a different pixel because that's based on the client, right? So the same thing is true with, but most of us are just going to take the campaign we ran last time, clone it, which is going to still have our pixel in it, and you're not going to have to do anything once you've put it on. It'll just be there and it'll be the same. Now, Katerina asked this when you were going through some of the setup. Where is the Facebook setup tool? If you don't mind, that's inside of the ads manager, right? Where you're doing all that?
That's correct. So if you have a business manager set up, you can create your pixel. And when you create your pixel, it'll give you options on how to, it'll give you options for the Facebook setup tool as well as the partner integration.
Oliver way back asked, when we run WooCommerce on WordPress and use the partner integration plugin, we have been told that the retargeting machine doesn't work. How is this with UpViral? I don't know why it wouldn't work, but that's a partner integration issue. You would not be using the partner integration. Well, so if you're running UpViral on your WordPress site, your pixel already exists. The management of your pixel is done on your pages. It's not done inside of UpViral. I don't even remember. You may have the ability to insert some scripting code in UpViral, but primarily your Facebook pixel is defined on your WordPress site and you manage it there, not inside of UpViral. So if you're having trouble, Oliver, with partner integration, that's a WordPress partner integration issue. It's not an UpViral issue. Linda, I seem to have 2 Facebook manager accounts. Not sure how I did that. Can I use a single pixel for both? Each business will have a separate pixel.
But you can actually use 1 pixel for perhaps like 2 or more ad accounts as well. Yeah.
See, teach me something new. So somewhere in the business manager, you can go set those things. Okay.
Yeah, you can set it up in the business manager and assign different pixels for whatever ad account you want them to use.
Great. I was not aware of that. I'm still way back on questions from a long time ago. That's Jeff asked, is a boosted post only shown to your existing fans?
Unless you target it, unless you specify that specific custom audience towards your fans, but a boosted post can be shown to whatever your targeting is set to. So any demographic or targeting, male or female, that you set it to. Obviously, you control all of your targeting options within your Facebook campaigns, so it's whatever you set it to.
I don't know that I've thought about this because, again, I don't do enough Facebook. Is it only for a specific Facebook page, or can I run ads on my personal profile? I think somebody actually asked that.
For a specific page.
So it's for a page.
Correct.
All right. Mark asked, on my website, can I create a custom event that tracks the number of items sold or dollars sold?
Items sold or dollars sold. I'm not too sure, but you're going to have to try it out for yourself. You can set different parameters within the custom conversions.
And that's not an UpViral question, but okay, I get it. Maria asked, I have several businesses. I would like to make a campaign for my book, which is sold through landing page and my website to sell various stuff. Should I be using a different pixel for my book versus my other stuff?
So, yeah, if these are separate businesses, you should definitely separate the, probably have 2 ad accounts with 2 different pixels to separate out your businesses. So Facebook is not optimizing people who are more likely to purchase your book than they are for perhaps flowers or something, whatever else you're selling.
So, but if you are running a store and you're selling a book and you're selling flowers, you still should be able to run 1 pixel, right? Because you want to be able to retarget people that bought the book, right?
Yeah.
And you want to be able to retarget people that bought the flowers. They're not all mixed together. You could get to people for a specific product, I think.
Yeah, but I would suggest you have 2 pixels. Just separate
Okay.
the data from each business.
I mean, the implication is that those are separate businesses. If they're not separate she said several businesses, so I'll take your answer. My point being that if you're running a shop and you have flowers that are green and flowers that are blue, you could target ads for only the blue flowers, right?
Yeah.
So within one business, you can have multiple products and be able to target ads for just those individual products is what I was really trying to get to.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, sorry. Mark asked, is the data from the Pixel Helper sent to us in UpViral? I can answer that one.
Okay.
The answer is no. In regards to the question about whether or not somebody's, it's interesting because the people that don't sign up, Mark, are never seen in UpViral, right? The only people you see are leads. So what Danny was demoing before was people that landed on the landing page and they were tagged with visitor, right? Or page view. And people that landed on the share page get tagged as a lead in Facebook, but UpViral only knows about those people that became a lead. We don't have an email address. We don't have any data about them before they become a lead. So in that regard, the data you have is for leads. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yep. And I just shared the presentation as well as the cheat sheet.
Great.
Let me know if you guys can download it. Not sure how Webinar Jam works.
Facebook doesn't allow me to add more. So we've talked about most of those questions way back then. I'm going to ignore all those differences between there. We did that one.
I think we covered most of it.
Some of them are starting to fall off the bottom. So Deborah says, so for authors, sale of print book is one event and the sale of a digital book is a different event with the same pixel. Yes? Could be.
Print book.
to me, they're separate products. A digital versus a physical book. They're in your business. They would have a different SKU, using the old business words, right? They would have a unique code as to whether or not somebody's going to be shipped a book or shipped on a digital version. They're different SKUs. Might be the same book, but go ahead.
I think the purchase event will fire for both, even if it's a physical book versus a digital book. They're still buying it from your website, so a purchase event will still trigger for both. Now you can create a custom conversion for your maybe your digital book compared to your physical book, but I would just keep it the same the standard purchase event for both.
Daniel asked, how do you put 2 pixels in the same UpViral page? You can't. Wait, let me rephrase that. You can. I take that back. I don't know why you would do that, but I mean, UpViral doesn't know. It's just a script box. You can put multiple scripts in there. I don't know how Facebook handles it. I don't know. It shouldn't matter which one is on top and which one's on the bottom. They're just scripts. My Facebook pixel is Paul asks, actually set up in Google Tag Manager. Will this work with UpViral? Yeah, I've used Google Tag Manager a lot. Not a problem. Because Google Tag Manager is just like a wrapper. It's just like a way of managing all of your different scripts. And instead of having each one of the scripts tagged in or plopped into that UpViral edit box, you're just putting in the Google Tag Manager script, and everything else is managed over in Google Tag Manager. So yes, I've used GTM many times. Peter asks, with Apple changing the limited tracking customer data, will the strategies change? I don't know if you've kept up with what Apple's doing in terms of iOS 14, and what they're trying to do is to block some of the pixel stuff from firing inside of iOS. I think the obvious answer is if Apple stops some pixels from firing, then yeah, it's going to have an impact.
Yeah, it'll have an impact, but I mean, that's just like a small, little, tiny. I don't think it'll be that huge, but obviously, I don't know yet.
You're making the assumption that nobody uses iPhones. Is that what you're trying to say? I think a lot of people use iPhones. In terms of that, however, your process isn't going to change. The tags or the pixels are still going to be installed on the UpViral page, just like normal, unless Facebook suddenly goes, well, time out, we got to do a different script. I don't know if that's possible, but I don't think on the user side we're going to see that much different. It just would be how many people are getting tagged to be in your audiences. Can users block the pixel on their Facebook account settings? Good question, Steve. I don't think you can.
I don't think you can.
I think if you're using Facebook for free, you're getting yourself tagged and tracked. It's a free tool, right? You are using Facebook for free. They're going to do whatever the hell they want to do. I don't think you have much choice about it. Janine asked, if you set up a retargeting campaign, will it fire on the new people that visit your website? We kind of talked about that, but just as a reiteration, a retargeting campaign is going to people, right? Peter, Danny, that have landed on your page already. You're
correct.
Going after people that have already landed in your UpViral campaign, and maybe they didn't sign up, but you still can target those people with an ad. Now, if you start getting into lookalike audiences, then those people may be people who look like the people that have landed on your page, in Facebook's case. But you're unless you're doing a lookalike audience, I don't know of any other way of going after quote unquote new people. The Facebook ads themselves are the ones that you're going to target, not retarget, but target on the front end to go after people to sign up for your campaign in the first place. Deborah says, yes, you're going to be tracked and you're going to be targeted, and that's their business model. That's totally true. So I think that primarily answers. Peter asked, just to confirm, is the cheat sheet, where'd it go? Did he delete the question? I was just trying to read it, and now it's gone.
I think the answer was yes for that question.
Man, I've never seen a question disappear like that. I'm in the middle of reading it, and suddenly it's gone. Chris says, got to go. Thank you. Glad you were here. Thank you very much. Johan just posted a link that I have no idea whether it's valid or not. Stop Facebook tracking methodology, but that's probably an external thing that is blocking it. It's not something you set in Facebook, but
yeah.
Great session, Deborah says. Many thanks to Danny and Mitch.
No problem. Yeah, I think we got all the questions, Mitch.
All right. So let's wrap this up. Mart says, I just arrived. Sorry, you're going to have to hit the replay.
Yeah.
Next week's show, thanks again, Danny. Thank you very much. Just so everybody knows, Danny has a schedule. We've set up a schedule and planning what shows are coming up. Danny's going to be back every 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully, to talk about Facebook and ads. Oh, I do know, somebody else mentioned, before I forget, that Connectio, there's a tool called Connectio Retarget, right? We didn't even mention that one. But Connectio Retarget, I'm sorry, it's called Connect Retarget, right? Connect.
Yep.
Yeah. Does have some capabilities for you that are advanced features if you want to be doing some really cool stuff in terms of how you're going to build your Facebook campaign. You ought to check that out. And nobody paid me to say that, but it does apply, and it is a very cool product. You ought to check it out. If you're not an UpViral user, please make sure to go sign up for the $1 trial. $1 trial that's on right now. And we will be back again next week with some more fun stuff. Remembering all of the details, all of these are replays, are inside your UpViral account. They're inside the UpViral page now. They got added this past week. They're inside the Facebook group. They're on the UpViral YouTube page. You got to find it somewhere. So, and you gave them the link for the stuff to download, right? So that's all taken care of. Thank you, Danny.
Yep, no problem. Yeah.
We will catch all of y'all next week, and we'll see Danny again in a couple of weeks.
Yep. Bye, everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Take care.